Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Phil Lipoff. A Denver police officer has been fired for what the city is calling egregious behavior after a domestic violence call.
The officer is accused of asking out the victim in the case and then accessing her driver's license. 9 News reporter Jeremy Hahola got his hands on the discipline documents. And Jeremy, those documents outline more on why this officer is now terminated.
Yeah, this goes beyond asking out the victim too. When internal affairs investigators inspected this officer's phone, they found more problems according to court records. Police discipline documents obtained by 9 News Investigates outline an officer's egregious misconduct after he asked out a domestic violence victim in September of 2024. When investigators inspected Officer Kendall Albert's work phone, they found he downloaded Instagram and Facebook to access the victim's social media accounts approximately 70 times over a 10-day period. He's also accused of viewing images of other women in suggestive poses hundreds of times. The documents say Officer Albert was terminated for numerous policy violations, including accessing the victim's driver's license and sending a photo of it to his personal cell phone.
I've seen it in my experience as a police chief in other departments across the country. Those are very vulnerable situations, especially if you have a female victim.
Chet Epperson is a police discipline expert in court cases and wrote a book on enforcing police standards. He reviewed the police records and said he agreed with Denver's decision to terminate the officer.
There's just no room for that in law enforcement. Those are a part of the 5%ers that make law enforcement bad.
And in these discipline documents, Officer Albert admitted he was not thinking clearly. He was with the agency for about 3 years. Kim, back to you. It's
traumatizing for the victim here,
Yeah.
who's already been a victim.
Yeah, and she filed the complaint with DPD, and it apparently, by the looks of things, they took it pretty seriously.
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
We're going to take you outside now with a live look at beautiful Denver right now. The conditions may not be so beautiful. Today brought in some cool, cloudy conditions, but have faith. Wait 5 minutes. Our weather impact team is tracking some changes.
Oh, you know exactly how it goes. That's exactly how it goes. And now we're seeing blue skies over downtown Denver. A little bit hazy out there, but the evening drive underway with really nicer conditions and warmer temperatures. We started this morning in the lower 40s, held in the upper 50s for much of the afternoon, and now those clouds are scouring out, and we are seeing this whole weather system exit the state in advance of the next one to bring a little more light snow over some of those higher mountain peaks. Temperatures today trending below the average of 69 or 70, 61 at the studios, 59 at DIA, 70s through western Colorado, and we're about 10 degrees milder this hour than we were at this point yesterday, and that's due in part to the winds which are shifting. They were coming in out of the east, now coming in more out of the south. That's going to scour out the cloud cover and the colder air and really bring us a beautiful evening. So if you missed the big full moon last night, Futurecast is indicating that those of you north of Castle Rock and Byers probably have a good shot at seeing that big moon tonight. That'll be just past full. Temperatures trending cool but comfortable tonight. We're close to 60 now. We'll drop to 52 by 10 o'clock. Coming up, we are going to talk about sunshine and 80s ahead of a weekend system that might bring another round of mountain snow. Timing and impact is just ahead.
A former San Miguel Sheriff's deputy accused of possessing child pornography will return to Colorado to face charges. Jesus Damian Nieblas was arrested in Mexico last week. He was on the run for almost 3 months after the Colorado Bureau of Investigation searched his home and found 27 videos of child sex abuse material. Today, the San Miguel Sheriff's Office announced Nieblas will be transferred to Colorado to a facility here after waiving extradition. He is facing several felony charges, including 11 counts of sexual exploitation of a child.
It is now day 7 of the government shutdown, and there's still no end in sight. Today, a White House memo suggested not paying furloughed federal employees for time they didn't work during the partial government shutdown. It's a sharp contrast to federal policy and a 2019 law requiring retroactive pay. The Government Employee Fair Treatment Act says all federal employees must be paid once a shutdown lifts, but the White House now claims Congress still needs to approve that funding separately. The president didn't explain which government workers wouldn't get back pay. This all comes as airports across the country face staffing issues because of the shutdown. That includes Chicago, Nashville, Newark, and Las Vegas. Our Mark Salinger is diving deeper into the impact here in Denver. That's tonight on Next with Kyle Clark at 6.
The U.S. Supreme Court appears ready now to side with a Colorado therapist challenging the state's ban on conversion therapy for minors. It's a case that could and will have nationwide impact. Colorado's 2019 law prohibits licensed therapists from trying to change a young person's sexual orientation or gender identity. A state therapist argues the ban violates her free speech rights since her work involves talk therapy, not medical treatment. During arguments today, several conservative justices suggested the law unfairly restricts one's viewpoint. If the court rules against Colorado, it could affect similar bans in more than 20 states and reshape how states regulate healthcare tied to speech. A final decision is expected next year.
Loveland is scrambling to help people experiencing homelessness after City Council voted to close the city's only overnight shelter for adults. The city has issued a temporary 30-day permit for the Resource Center to serve as an overnight shelter, letting some people sleep inside and others pitch their tents outside. It's a temporary fix that highlights a growing shelter crisis in northern Colorado, especially with single men. Just last month, northern Colorado's only other year-round men's shelter in Fort Collins closed after it was damaged by a fire. With Loveland Shelter now closed, that means 140 long-term shelter spaces are gone, leaving many without options ahead of winter.
In the last month since the fire, we've turned away over 227 men who have come to our doors who we didn't have the space for. I only see that number increasing with the weather, with changing circumstances. We are going to have an unprecedented amount of turnaways this winter. It's scarce all around in northern Colorado right now.
Loveland City Council will hold a virtual meeting tonight to discuss short and long-term shelter solutions. We have a crew following this story. We'll keep you updated on 9 News at 9 and 10.